Initiating broadcast signal in
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, this is the Nerd World Order broadcast. I am the man that you call Dukes, and to my right, it's all about the...
Booyah, what's up? It's your boy Joe, baby.
And to my other right, coming straight out of Krakow, weighing in 170 adamantium fuel pounds, Alfonso X-Man Flores.
We got to get the X-Men back to the 90s.
You know, Alfonso was actually right about that one. But you know what's more important, at least for this episode, than getting the X-Men back to the 90s, maybe 97, 98, is talking about one Frank Castle, also known as the Punisher. We're going to be talking about the new Marvel one-shot presentation, The Punisher, K-I-double-L, last K-I-double-L. Get what I'm saying? Spell it out. But I have to say that, just so you know, there will be spoilers. There will be mini spoilers. And you know what? I'm excited about the spoilers because I'm excited to tell all of you about the spoilers. And before I turn it over to the gentleman, let me say this. You're probably excited to hear our voices and see our faces right now, which means you want to like and subscribe to this Nerd World Order broadcast. Gentlemen, did you have any anticipation before this show came out? Like, were you anticipating, like, hey, this is going to be good?
Yeah, I mean, for me, can I go back with the X-Men to the 90s, dude? Because I don't think the X-Men need to be in the 90s. I think the 90s was it's a pretty dang good decade, 90s to 2000, man. Now I think about it. I was talking about it today, dude. It's one of the best decades anyways. But with Punisher, like, I was disappointed with the Daredevil last season, even though everyone thought it was dope. So it made me more hyped up for the Punisher. And so, like, I think John does a really good job playing the Punisher. Even though a lot of people complain because his Punisher talks too much, I guess, to himself and what he's going through.
How about you, Alfonso?
Oh man, excuse me. I was super stoked about this. I mean, I've loved everything about the Punisher, everything that he's done, that John Bernthal has done on Netflix, and you know, I think he embodies it so well, and he's just got that rough, gruff voice and the inner monologues, and even like talking out loud, you know, because Punisher is not sane, you know, he's not right with himself, so. I thought it was I was super stoked, man, and I was hoping it was going to be good. You know, there was some disappointment with Daredevil, and I was afraid, but I kept hope alive, man, because I knew this was going to be something special. So far, I mean, Marvel has, I would say, what, they're 3 for 3 with these one shots. You had Werewolf by Night, which was amazing. You had the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, which was a lot of fun. I think this is a good way to do this for them.
It's funny, Alfonso. You already got me going off on tangents. I was thinking to myself, everyone pretended. I think there was Man-Thing, or was that Werewolf by Night? I can't remember. Was there a Man-Thing?
Yeah, Man-Thing was in Werewolf by Night.
Okay, cool. So I think people pretended that those other 2 one-shots were good, but they really weren't. Like, for me personally, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special is the perfect example of Marvel trying too hard to be funny and doing stuff that ultimately doesn't really connect. So I didn't care for that one. And then I know you guys, because I remember the conversation, you guys liked the Werewolf by Night. I was like, I'm able to see it now. I didn't care for it. But this one, my first thought is pretty dope. That's my first thought.
What is John Howard said? No, 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 no. When you with your takes, bro. Like you just don't like the supernatural with the werewolves and the stuff. You're more of a zombie guy. Like I think you like the what if with the zombies?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because you're a zombie kind of guy. Where I think me and Alf is more of like werewolf hunting, magic, and stuff. Because you didn't really care too much for Agatha, which me and Alf thought was pretty good because it deals with witches and magic and stuff like that. I mean, you're not
Trash
even a
it.
Harry
Trash
Potter
again.
kind of guy. You're not even a Harry Potter kind of guy. So I
The
get why
Harry
you
Potter
wouldn't
ride
like
at
something like
Universal
that.
is cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I wouldn't say you enjoy the ride.
I have a
much.
Harry Potter wand over. Well, never mind.
You're not drinking the
Um,
butterbeer.
I can see your point, Alpha or Joe. I can see your point. I can't disagree with the fact that the supernatural genre, generally speaking, doesn't appeal to me. I didn't care for Agatha. I thought that Scarlet Witch was overrated. I thought that Doctor Strange, the second one, was the hottest of garbage. So yeah, I can see your point, guys. I can definitely see your point.
I mean, I'm not too much into Walking Dead and stuff like that, and that's your jam. So, I mean, every time we go see panels about Walking Dead, I'm falling asleep. So,
Now, you know who was in The Walking Dead, though? My
I,
boy John Barenthal.
yeah,
That's
but
right.
what happened? What happened? He said, "Kill me off because this zombie stuff is not." For
You
me."
can't save him, Rick. You can't save him.
You know, I don't know why he went away, but my observation, because it's not a problem, because it fits in very well. John Barenthal plays very, very similar characters, which
Yeah,
I'm
he's got a
okay
type.
with. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I'm okay
I
with.
mean, Will Smith does. Marky Mark does. Keanu does.
Keanu's got range. He went from
John-
Yeah, I was.
Whoa.
You had me until
Hey.
you said Keanu, bro.
Dude,
Keanu's
if you
also
look at a lot of his
ridiculous.
movies, he's the same type of character, bro. So you change a
Yeah.
few words, it's the same character. Same thing with was it John Stratham? It's all the same, bro. Vin
Yeah,
Diesel,
yeah.
same.
Oh, John, dude, come on. John Statham is like.
Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Jason Statham. Thank you, Alfonso.
Jason Statham.
He is just not even his same character. It's the same movie every time.
Right. Everything.
But
I'm
he
not
Jesus
says.
mad,
Statham's
bro.
like-
I'm not mad if that's what they do. I'm okay with it. Like I mean, it's nothing bad against it.
Yeah,
Let me say this.
they all got it from that one guy. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
The Rock,
No,
Jack
not the Rock.
Nicholson,
He-
Bruce Willis.
He was in that
Sylvester
Robin Hood
Stallone.
movie. He played Robin Hood in the 90s.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. No accent whatsoever. Every movie he does, he is Kevin Costner. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody around him could be
Yeah.
doing an accent, and he's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to go Kevin Costner.
Right. I think we watched that in the movie theater too, Alan. We looked at each other. We're like, bro, how does the B-list superstar Christian Slater had a better accent? And you
Yeah.
can see he was trying to like, nah, you just ain't doing it, bro. I think at one point the George just said, "F it, dude, F it."
Just stop.
Yeah.
I'll just run with it.
And
Right.
if it works, it works.
Yeah.
So Joe brought up some really good stuff, and in my ever so humble, this is what made the show really good, right? Because there's a lot of mental illness. There's layers of mental illness. You have like your PTSD.
Mhm.
Clearly he's also dealing with, survivor syndrome. He's has schizophrenic episodes. Dude, incredible. Just because when you think about it, the Punisher, in order to be the Punisher, cannot be mentally sane. He's got to be driven by something else. He doesn't have powers, and he's basically out there punishing people, and it's justified. He had, and they touched on that, and that's just awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, man, he is definitely off his rocker. But I mean, basically anybody in that kind of situation has to be. I mean, any of the superheroes, they live dual identities, they got to keep it up. To be able to delve out that kind of punishment it's not a sane man's job, Not many people can do that. They could have the capability, but in order to just be able to turn that off, man, that where he was at, what was he at? Little Sicily? That place was out of control. And just out of
Yes.
curiosity, I looked it up. Queens, where Spider-Man is, Hell's Kitchen, where Daredevil is 3 miles away. I'm sorry, but 3 miles away, they're not letting that go. Come on, that was out of control, man. Were they busy? Was everybody blipped or something? It was nuts, man.
So here's my thought. They're going to address that, and this
Yeah.
is just me, and I don't like to do this. I feel like that will be addressed in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, it's going to be interesting, man. And just, I mean, it's so weird that the Punisher was just walking through that city, letting all that go, and just letting it happen. And I mean, there were even police cars that were pulling up, and they would stop, and then beep, beep, and then they would just put in reverse, and they'd back right out of there. And then you see guys chasing after him, man. I mean, the guy who threw the dog in front of the bus, man, that is like the worst Marvel villain ever right now. There is nobody hated more than that guy.
Yeah, I think to to piggyback what you said, I think him walking by a lot of the cops and what's going on is he's done, right? Like Alan had made a point of he needs motivation to get to do the punishing, and he's already killed that family, and so he thinks it's done. So like, where does he go from here? Because like I think at one point he was at the grave saying, "What do I do now?" He's talking to his daughter, and thinking it's over, right? And then like got reignited when the mom was still alive and said, "Hey, I'm coming for you, dude." And then and then when guys that start doing it, we had talked privately about it. A lot of shades of the Raid.
Oh, big time.
The movie Raid, where they're fighting in like a apartment building, I think it was, or I can't remember what it was. It's too many years since I watched it. And that's what it reminded me of. And I was cool with that. It was just all action. I mean, they had their little scenes where, like, to your point, Alan, you were talking about like survivor guilt, mental health, and he's battling that inner struggle. And they let him know where he's at that particular time. And then all of a sudden it's like full throttle on the gas. You know what I mean? No brakes, yada I mean type of thing. And people were complaining about like when like that one special effect where he shot the guy and he fell and hit on the thing, and I'm like, I guess is that just our culture today where like
Yes.
you have a good story, you had action. I didn't even care for it. I was like, damn, that's kind of dope. Like he falls down. And then you're just slow motion it. Like if you don't slow motion it, right? You won't see that stuff. Man, there are people slowing down just to say, look. And I'm like, but was it good though? Like, is that really gonna throw you off, dude? We've come from a generation where the special effects was really bad, dude.
Oh, so bad.
And so I guess we were immune to like if we see something that has bad special effects, we're like, it doesn't really matter to us.
Right.
But critiquing every little thing and like, is the overall story good though? You know what I mean? Like, did you want more at the end of it? At the end of the episode, did you want more? How about you talk about that?
I think what it is you've got so many people out there like us, but we got to get some content. We need content. We need content that's gonna trump somebody else's content. We gotta make something out of nothing, and then everybody's gonna piggyback on it, and then we're gonna be able to say we said it first. So I think people are out there constantly fishing, like I do with jokes. I will tell a ton of jokes. Not all of them are good. Some are, not all, but I just keep fishing until I get that laugh I don't want. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Alfonso.
Instead of a fisher of men, he's fisher of jokes.
Punchline. Hey, I was gonna ask, what did you guys think about this format, man? This blew me away. I can't tell you how many times we've had this conversation. It's like, we don't need the backstory. We don't need you to rehash everything that just or not a backstory. We don't need the origin again. We don't need it all over again. And we didn't get that. They went straight into it. Even everything that the thing is about, that woman's family getting killed by the Punisher was all talked about like it had happened. It had happened. Now we're dealing with this right now. I thought that was really well done. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, that could have been a drawn out 8 episode miniseries like they've been doing, but it's like, nah, gloves are off. This is what happened. I'm gonna come get you. I'm sending every single assassin in New York after you. They're all coming for you at like 6:47 or whatever it was. And she's very specific about the time too. I got to look that up. That probably has something to do with something somewhere. But yeah, it was. I thought that was such a good little hook that they had. What do you guys think?
You're right, Alfonso. I was watching it and I was wondering, okay, did I miss something? Because I didn't watch Daredevil uh, because my attention span just couldn't sit through that. But so I was wondering if I had missed something that happened in Daredevil that led up to this. And I was like, I don't care because I immediately understand what's going on. And I really liked when Mamanucci explained how the Punisher punished each of her sons and her husband. It was like, boom, that was what, 2 minutes? That, to Alfonso's point, that could have been like 3 episodes.
Right.
And
One
she
episode
did it
each.
in 2 minutes. Yeah.
It's better off as an email. Could have been an email.
It was dope. Well, they did remember that on the news, they said that the family had got murdered, and then they showed the Punisher on there. So that's what's dope. If you blink or you move away, you won't see that, and then you kind of get lost. But to your point, it was dope because her version is they were good people. So you know what I mean? So you're kind of almost getting thrown off, right? At first, like, because you're thinking that she's trying to enlist his help, right? To go after whoever killed her family. And then the story progressed. The situation in her mind is like they were good people and he just randomly shot them and then killed them. But I do like how it ended. Like, you want more. And so like, it's like, what's the next chapter? Is she going to continue? Is it going to continue with I hope they don't continue in Spider-Man, the new movie. I hope that's on pause, and then maybe it's something different why the Punisher is in there, and it has nothing to do with the Michi family. And then, like, if he does get his own series, then they can pick up from that, or it could another season, I guess.
I get you. Would you want to see another series, or could he just do another one shot, like another season, or could he just do another one shot?
He wrote the one shot, so I think they gave him free reign, and they're probably thinking like, yeah, go ahead, go for it. I mean, we got nothing to lose anyways. And then it got a good response. So I'm thinking he's probably going to get another season from it or a movie. Would you guys prefer a movie or a season?
Dude, I am down with one shots, like 3 a year. That is fine with me.
Yeah, that's what I want. I feel like this worked because at some point the Punisher stops being complex. Like, when I think of the last season that I saw with Daredevil, it was good because he played off of Daredevil and they played off of each other. But I feel like where he's at right now as a character, I just, all I want him to do is engage in the KILL and make another raid short. I really like the short format. I don't. As I was watching this, rambling. As I was watching this, I was like, dude, like, I feel like series are good, but the problem with series is that they're trying to fill the spaces in between the actual story to where it just gets slow and boring. Whereas I feel like, boom, in and out, done.
And then like this too, it was probably done on the cheap too, because they were basically in the same area. You had a couple of inside shots and all, but it's the same area because that's how small the world is there, right? Yeah. So that was like, even if they took all the budget that, I don't even know what they spent on this, but they took the budget from like a 6 to 8 episode series and they put it into one 1 hour show. You don't have the 3.5 hour, 3 trailers after post credit scenes afterwards. It's just one 1 hour show. And it just, I think they got a pretty good format for this. I could watch this a lot. I love the dynamic between, like the Punisher. He's doing the right thing. He's killing killers. But then you've also got, the dynamic of having a hero with him that's like, yeah, but you can't kill. You shouldn't kill. So let's just take him in. Let's let the justice system handle it. And he's like, no, they're murderers. They're dying. It's that simple. If we put them in the system, they're going to be let out and they're going to do it all over again. And that's going to be on you.
he's basically Batman that kills. Right? Because he's like, messing people up, but he just kills us. But one can make an argument that's just Batman with a skull and with a gun killing people.
You guys remember Shadowhawk, where he'd bust somebody's spine and put him in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives?
I never read Shadowhawk. Like, I read the first couple of issues, and I was just like, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, right. I didn't care too much for it.
Yeah. I never got to the point where he was busting spines. It was probably after the first issue, but...
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Make him a prisoner of their own body.
I feel like, tangent, with the Image comics, they just came up with like, oh, this character looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't bother to create any sort of good stories.
Yeah, I felt like they were we could all agree that they were the best artists in that time period, right? And so one could make the argument, if the sales go up, it's because of the art, which a lot of people like the art. I mean, all of us did. But at the end of the day, you still had a nice story with the art. So I felt like when they all try to do their own thing, you could draw, but you can't. You're not a writer, dude. I'm sorry. You just can't write anything. Like, shout out to Rob Liefeld. Like, he, Deadpool this and he doesn't do this and do that. Isn't that Fabian's call, bro? Because Fabian brought Deadpool to life, not you. You may have brought him to life visually, right, through the drawings and how he looked and how he moved, but Fabian put life into the character. So, like, if you're gonna sit there and if Fabian was trying to tell me how to draw Deadpool and this and that, I'm really not gonna listen to Fabian, bro. I'm gonna be like, that's more like Rob, right? So, like, respectfully, sorry, Rob. Like, anytime you mention that's not what Deadpool would do, and it's I believe that's Fabian's territory where he could say that because he wrote for Deadpool for a lot of years. But I feel like a lot of those guys, they could draw, but just like you can't draw feet, you couldn't write either. I'm here all week, fellas.
I can agree with all that. Definitely agree with all that. Now, as far as the Punisher goes and this season, I just there's so many layers. Oh. Dude. The music, okay. The music, bro. They hit you with that Danzig, right? And then bro. Okay. I know you guys didn't know the song that they played before my man said, you know what? I'm done. Okay? I Will Be Heard by Hatebreed, bro. When I heard that, I was like, bro, it's on. I was like, no, it's time for me to rise to my feet. I was hyped, bro. Oh my God, you understand, dude. That song, if you're gonna work out, that's the song. When I heard that, I was like, dude, it's on. It's over. It's over, son. Dude.
Yeah, good music, right? Good music to set the tone. I mean, that's what made James Gunn successful, right? With Guardians of the Galaxy, is the music sets the tone. But yeah, to your point, dude, when I heard Danzig, I was like, oh, dang, someone's bumping Danzig. I'm like, does anybody know who Danzig is, besides us? That's what I was thinking too. Mother. So
did you know
kids not to walk my way?
That Wolverine's appearance was based on Glenn Danzig?
Really?
And he wanted to play him in a movie.
X-Men Fact by Alfonso. Dude, like, man, like, so much about this was good, right? Like, okay, the action, to your point, was cinematic level, not just cinematic level, Asian cinematic level action. That's, sorry, America, you ain't even showed up to the table, okay? Like, Asian cinema action, and that's what they gave us, right? And then, like, the story of the psychology, like, okay, you guys tell me this. He heard his daughter calling him, but it was the other little girl in the bakery calling her dad. And so it was like this cool crossover. I'm so excited. I'm spitting. I'm just spitting, son.
I thought you were just spitting facts.
But like that was like this cool psychological crossover, right? Where he heard his daughter, but he also heard that other girl, right?
Right.
Oh, dude,
Exactly, man. It's like I can't tell you how many times I'm in public and I hear "Daddy," and it's like my bat signal goes up. I'm like coming to the rescue.
Hmm. Yeah, it was dope. Like what's going to give him, it gives him another chance to help out someone protect his wife and his daughter, right?
Yes.
So like he might not have been able to do it for his family, but he was able to do it for this guy's family. So it gives him some kind of like closure in a way. But yeah, it's pretty cool, like how he's struggling, like with his platoon popping up, like I was just like, no, don't show Karen, please. I'm kind of tired of her character.
See, I didn't understand why Karen was there because once again, I
Mhm.
didn't watch the last season of Daredevil, so I was like, okay, I can check my phone right now.
Yeah, it was. I think she was Alf, like in the second season, she was in The
The
Punisher.
Punisher, yeah, they were. She was.
So they
They were
kind of
good
had
for
like a
the character.
romance, kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so
I
like when I
think.
saw her there, I'm like this, no.
Not again.
I like the actress because she was in True Blood.
Oh,
With
that was such a good show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But the actual character of Karen, at
Mhm.
some point, I'm just like, she's repetitive. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like if
she's
they're going to get somebody in
unnecessary.
there to kick some butt, they should bring in another hero and not try to make, the secretary slash lawyer or
Right.
whatever legal assistant into a superhero. They should bring in a superhero.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
she's literally training with Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna watch it, Alan Bradley. She's training with Daredevil. So if you're training with Daredevil and like he's teaching you very well how to fight and you get caught. So like I know it's to progress the plot of the story, but I'm like, then what's the point of you training if you're just gonna sit there and get caught with one dude that she could have easily have taken out? Like I just don't understand, right?
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wonder if they'll do what they did. Remember in the book? In the book, they made her like they drugged her out. She like became a druggie user. I don't know, man. She was for a bit. She was like she was selling information on Daredevil to get get her next hit. It was interesting.
Yeah, we don't need to see all that. I think they've gotten too many seasons with Daredevil, just in IMO, But I think the one shots are dope. We'll go back to that. Just like what ifs have one shots, I would love for them to do more. Like I would love for a 150-minute episode of Moon Knight. Like all the characters that they've had, like seasons. Like I would be cool with a Wanda one shot. If they made it dope. Just like
Oh, yeah.
50 minutes of quick explanations where you ain't got to do like filler episodes to string out a whole season, and from start to finish, it's just all gas. No bricks
Dude,
with it.
Imagine
Yeah,
if they did these one shots with Marvel team ups.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Oh my gosh. Go dudes.
Marvel team ups are always trash. Here's how they started off.
Yeah.
Here's how it started off. Oh, you're a villain. No, you're a villain. Oh no, you're a villain. Now we're gonna fight. And halfway through the episode, they're said, "Oh, there's the real villain. Let's team up to fight this one guy. There's two of us, and we have to fight this one guy."
Right.
The format that works is tried and true, man.
Like I think if they did a format with like Heroes for Hire, dude, please Marvel, can you just please do that? But it'd be pretty cool if like, they've already met each other in the Defenders, but just
Right.
how you could do a 50-minute episode of how they hooked up and started that whole Heroes for Hire. That'd be
Yep.
sick, dude.
Or what about Shang-Chi and Iron Fist just like going out to a bar one night and having to deal with ninjas, man?
Right. Or Shang-Chi training Spider-Man because he trained him how to fight. That'd be pretty dope, dude.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you want to do like one shots like that, I think it would be dope because you can reintroduce characters that haven't been around for a while, but also put a little more depth in the character. So everybody's like, you know what, dude, I like this character. I want to see this character, again somewhere, whether it's on a series or a movie.
I agree, guys. At this point, I have a short attention span, which is why I don't like binge watching stuff. You guys know that. I don't like binge watching stuff. These one shots are perfect for me, even though all Joe did was rattle off a bunch of supernatural stuff. But that's beside the point. I would still watch them and possibly like them, even though they were supernatural. But yeah, dude, I agree. It's the way to go. It cuts down production costs. Marvel, y'all ain't making no money right now, so let Joe go over there and be your Kevin Feige, okay?
Ooh, let's do it. I'm
So
down.
I'm gonna jump in here because we are rounding that corner. Let me say this, okay? This was an awesome show. I mean, like I said, the acting, Barenthal brought it. The action. Shout out to the Asian cinema that influenced this. The story was so concise. You didn't have to know, but you knew everything you needed to know, and it was an hour, and you enjoyed it, dude. And then the music. Like I said, Hatebreed? Don't nobody know about no Hatebreed. Y'all don't know Hatebreed, and I'm telling you, you gotta listen to that song, dude. Hatebreed. Okay, I like positivity, but it's angry positivity. Okay, he said now is the time for me to rise. That's right, rise, bro. I'm telling you, even though you guys already know. So, this is a good show, dude. Check it out. It's worth watching again. It's only an hour. It's like 50 minutes. Watch it. You'll enjoy it. I want to say this is. I enjoyed this. I'm going to say possibly more than Fantastic Four, more than perhaps the other series that I've watched lately. Watch it. I'm going to turn it over one of you guys because my head's about to explode.
Yeah, watch it, dude. The way I can sum it is like, you know, sometimes you'd be like, you know what, dude, I could eat, right? And you go to a spot and you get some food and you realize, damn, this is some good food, bro. I'm glad I came here to eat this today. Hit the spot, right? That's Punisher. So if you want to watch something that's dope, dude, and you think you could watch another series, you want to give a chance, man, just watch that series. I'm telling you, it's gonna serve you some good food that you thought you didn't need that day.
Finalize our thoughts, Alfonso.
Man, how can I top that? That was finger licking good, Joe. Punisher, one last, whatever it is, it's it's great. It really is. I think the format works, and I think this is something that they can market really well. Watch it, you guys. Like, subscribe, tell us what you think. I want to see some comments telling me what you think of this, because I want to hear from the people. I'm a man of the people.
The people's champ.
And this concludes this episode of the Nerd World Order broadcast. So until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, I'm NWO.
We are NWO.
Nerds redefined. Booyah!